Good morning. I'm here this morning to tell you about our campaign, our Vote No campaign for the referendum on care and women in the home, which is to take place on the 8th of March. We see this as an insult to womankind. We view 41.2 as a beautiful recognition of the role of women and mothers in society, the profound and important work that they do that is often thankless, but is explicitly acknowledged in Article 41.2 in our Constitution. Now, the wording might be a little bit old-fashioned, but by erasing the entire article, we are erasing the work and the contribution of women and mothers to society. We feel that this acknowledgement is ennobling, and it's ennobling to women and to mothers whose work is often invisible or thankless, but so important. We feel that the secure bond between a mother and a baby is really the bedrock of that person's life for the rest of their lives and all of society. It's true that Irish women are carrying a heavy load. They do double the hours of unpaid care in the home than men do. They do more than double the hours of housework. In terms of the statistics across the EU, this works out at really the bottom of the league, along with countries like Romania and Malta. But rather than trying to deal with this inequality in the home and, perhaps lessen the load on women by taking over some of this work, the state instead is really doing what it does best, rearranging the deck chairs. The idea that somehow it's the wording that creates the inequality is incoherent, and it's also quite lazy. And like a lot of policy today, they are looking to rearrange the deck chairs rather than do the hard work of dealing with the structural inequality on the ground and in households in Ireland. It also seems that our politicians' sort of favourite hobby is really touting Ireland as the most progressive little country in the world, and it must make for a kind of uncomfortable and harsh truth that in reality, the statistics don't lie, that we are faring really at the very lower end of the scale and nowhere like the kind of figures you see in Western Europe. For instance, Danish women on average are doing 16 fewer hours of unpaid work a week in the home compared to women in Ireland. And when it comes to stay-at-home parents, yes, more men are staying at home to look after small children. But again, let's look at the figures. You're talking about, of the parents who stay at home to look after small children, 94%, over 94% of them are women. So when you try to delete the word woman and home, and therefore the reality of women's lives in Ireland and the incredible, powerful and important role of mothering for society in order to include men and to make for a kind of gender neutral word salad for want of a better word, what you're really doing is erasing the reality of women's lives and the contribution that women and mothers make to society. So we are asking everyone to vote no on March the 8th. We feel that the Article 41.2 as it stands is actually a bulwark against neoliberal politics, which only cares about the meta economy, which only cares about contributions to GDP. It doesn't value mothering. It doesn't value that profound and important role that mothers make, and indeed all women, the women who are running households and doing unpaid caring work for dependent children with disability, elderly relatives. Currently, the way things stand, it is possible that those rights might be invoked. They have never been relied upon so far, but there is a case coming to court soon whereby a woman who has been looking after her adult son with disability, will be relying on Article 41.2 in her application. That will be a leapfrog hearing, because it's of such national significance, policy significance. It's going to go straight from the High Court to the Supreme Court. So it does feel like the clock is ticking on the government, and no wonder they've rushed out this referendum. And in closing, I would like to remind people that, for the last 10 years, we've had a slew of hard left, quite radical policies and laws really been forced onto the people without mandate. And this is your chance to tell the government how you really feel. This is a chance, an opportunity to dissent. You don't have to be conservative or religious or old-fashioned to understand the beauty of the fact that the contribution of women and mothers, which is so often degraded, is so explicitly valued and cherished in our founding legal document. So we are saying vote no on 8th of March. Thank you.